of Mandarin Chinese is based around the Beijing area and has been established as the standard in mainland China, Taiwan, and Singapore. Mandarin, in the form spoken in and around Beijing, forms the basis for modern standard Chinese, Guyu, the national language, usually called Putonghua, the common language by the Chinese. Modern Standard Chinese is also spoken officially in Taiwan.
Here are two graphs that represent the dominance of Mandarin over all the other languages. Please ignore the numbers in the graphs. The graphs are only being used to illustrate how in control the Mandarin language is of any other. With over 955 million speakers, Mandarin claims the top spot as the world's most common language. Approximately 14.4% of the world's population are native speakers of Mandarin. Mandarin is a group of related varieties of Chinese spoken across most of northern and southwestern China. Because most Mandarin dialects are found in the north, the group is also referred to as the Northern dialects. When the Mandarin group is taken as one language, as is often done in academic literature, it has more native speakers, nearly a billion, than any other language. Here are a few famous Chinese sayings. Wang Shi Ka Hu Na. All things are difficult before they are easy. And Yi Xiang Zong King. Love at first sight. It's generally used for people, but you can also use it for other physical objects. And here's a little bit about the Mandarin history. From the time China became a nation-state in 221 BC until the end of China's last imperial dynasty in 1912, China did not have a single national language. Rather, the Chinese spoke many different languages and dialects that developed organically over the course of several millennia. By the early years of the 20th century, most Chinese agreed that China needed a common language in order to facilitate national communication and to combat widespread illiteracy. In February 1913, the newly established Republic of China convened a commission on the unification of pronunciation in Beijing in order to develop a phonetic system and national language for China. The commission included educators from each province of China, Tibet, Mongolia, and from overseas Chinese communities. The commission's first task was to create a simple, easy-to-learn phonetic system to help people learn the common Chinese language. Many different phonetic systems were proposed and tried, including a fixed set of Chinese characters, newly created symbols, and the Roman alphabet. After years of extensive research and debate, the Commission adopted the Zhuang alphabet as Chinese official alphabet in 1918, deeming it to be the most effective method of teaching Chinese pronunciation. The Commission then turned to the task of standardizing the language that the new Zhuang alphabet would represent. In 1920, the Commission published a dictionary of national pronunciation that adopted a modification of Beijing phonology. Mandarin was not modeled after the actual speech of the majority of real early 20th century Beijing residents, but rather the way a hypothetical educated Beijing person would speak, as imagined by Mandarin's creators. The difference in China between Mandarin and common Beijing pronunciation is analogies to the difference in England between received pronunciation and Cockney. In 1932, the Republic of China officially adopted the Commissioner's product known as Guyu, or Mandarin, as the national language of China, and the first definitive dictionary of the Mandarin language was published in that year. After 1949, the newly installed People's Republic of China began to promote Mandarin in earnest beginning in about 1958. In 1955, they changed the Chinese name of Mandarin from Guyu to Gunhua. Guyu, Gunhua, and Huya are simply different names for the identical language. In 1982, the People's Republic of China amended their constitution, making Mandarin the official language of China. The earlier 1932 law by the Republic of China making Mandarin China's official language, while effective today in Taiwan, has no current legal effect in mainland China. When Mandarin was first officially adopted in 1932, its proponents' goal was that in a century's time, all Chinese would be able to speak proper Mandarin. Today, 79 years later, approximately 70% of Chinese people speak Mandarin fluently. And here are some famous Chinese words. Hi, ni hao. How are you doing? Ni zhen mo zhu. My history teacher is amazing and is a very generous person. 我的历史老师是令人惊叹如的非常看的客人。The end. 结束。